background checks for students. So I'm gonna go over state and county resources the public has available to them to do background checks, whether it's for students or whether you need to check out another student, a roommate, whatever it may be. I'm going to select the state of Michigan for this example. Most states will have a very similar process, except for just a couple that do make it slightly more complicated. One of the first options you have is a name check. This is a nationwide look at somebody's background. You'll be able to see public records, criminal records, court records. You have some private databases like maybe previous addresses, phone records, like even including cell phone records, things like, or not the actual records, but phone numbers, social media, deep web type of things. So check that out. And then at the local level, at the state level, you have your essentials when it comes to background checks, which would be court records, recorder's office, criminal records, business lookup, incarceration records, sexual offender registry. At the county level, you also have multiple databases that can be researched. As an example, at the state level, you have incarceration records, but this is for prisoners. These are people serving more than a year in prison. Anybody that might be in jail, or maybe they just got arrested and released, that won't show up in the DOC system, the Department of Corrections, but it will show up at, say, like the local county sheriff's office website, which gives you arrests and mugshots, things like that. So that's something to look at. And then court records will let you look at if anything from lawsuits from anything from traffic tickets to felonies. You're able to research at the courts. A lot of times this is the search that can be done for free, at least docket search. You also have access to criminal background check. Most states will offer you some variation of this. In the state of Michigan, they make it very simple. It's a name-based criminal history check. It is limited to the state of Michigan, as in most states with this type of a service. So think about the fact that people do move around, people travel. There could be records in multiple states, and so if you're able to figure out previous addresses, you definitely want to pull something like this in those states also, just to make sure nothing is missed. We have, on top of the background checks, we have pages that are specifically focusing on criminal records, court records, inmates, vital records, warrant search, things like that. So so there's quite a few resources available directly from the state and the county that you're able to use to do background checks. And we have done the research for you, and so you can click on the link in the description. I'll go ahead and drop a link there. You can also type sheriffsdepartment.net in your browser and get started on your search.